Welcome to the National New York Central Railroad Museum in Elkhart, Indiana. Railroad museums offer Lionel enthusiasts the opportunity to see the real trains that the toy trains were modeled after. Over the years, Lionel designers checked out vintage trains on display to make sure the models they created were accurate. Here is the only 482 L3A Mohawk in existence. This is one of the models made by Lionel. While it does not have the extensive detailing as, say, the scale Hudson, Lionel's model of the Mohawk has a lot of fine details based on the prototype. And since all the Hudsons and most of the other steamers used by the New York Central Railroad were scrapped long ago, this Mohawk is one of the few New York Central steam locomotives still in existence. Lionel's prize scale and semi-scale wood-sided cabooses were based on this New York Central wood-sided caboose. Seeing all the details of these prototypes in real life and seeing many of the same details on the Lionel models makes you appreciate the workmanship that goes into the making of scale O-gauge electric trains. The sleek, streamlined design of General Motors' E and F units became an iconic image representing post-war Lionel, beginning in 1948. Although Lionel's New York Central F3s were not as popular as their Santa Fe counterparts, they remain a favorite of collectors. Seeing a real New York Central E unit with the handsome two-tone lightning stripe design makes a Lionel enthusiast realize what a fine job the Lionel designers did back in the late 40s. The only drawback was post-war Lionel never made a matching set of aluminum passenger cars. Lionel rectified that situation by bringing out two sets of New York Central gray with white stripe streamlined passenger cars in their modern era. Whether on a diesel or applied to passenger cars, the two-tone gray lightning stripe scheme was a distinctive and memorable post-war era rail design.
We're at North Park Center, the most popular shopping center in North Texas. And this enormous layout, built to benefit Ronald McDonald House of Dallas, is a fitting attraction during the holiday season. The holiday aspect of this story can be seen in our production, A Lionel Christmas Part 2. Here, in Lionel Nation Part 5, we'll concentrate on the layout itself. Ban Bywaters has been in charge of the development and operation of the display since its inception over 20 years ago.
The display opens to the public on the Saturday before Thanksgiving every year, and it runs through the Sunday following New Year's. The number of people that actually visit the trains annually, there's 83 to 85,000 people a year come through in the 6 weeks. The assembly of the bench work is the responsibility of the theatrical set design group. The layout is actually owned by the Dallas Ronald McDonald House, and they contracted DS Arts to construct the bench work and the vignettes. I worked with them to design the track plan. The theme of our display is Journey Through America. The first thing you see when you walk in the layout is San Francisco, and we have both the Daylight and which is the Southern Pacific Railroad, as well as the Union Pacific City of San Francisco, stopping right in front of the station at the foot of the hill which represents San Francisco. We actually have the San Francisco cable car going up and down. We've got a gentleman who is putting up a sign, and we have Lombard Street, the most crookedest street in the world, right there on our display. The next stop is across the aisle, and it will be Mount Rushmore. And we have all the presidents there, and the trains stop right at the foot of that so that people can really take a lot of time to view the presidents, how it's put together. Is also, we put a lot of detail in that particular part. There's some woodmen sawing logs. There's a little guy getting chased up a tree by a bear. Got a Texas oil well there. We had to throw that in there. After Mount Rushmore, we have a long, relatively flat area, and we refer to that as Kansas because it's pretty boring. I want to apologize to anybody who lives in Kansas, but I've got some relatives that live there, and they say to me it's boring. So we've done that. We go from Kansas to a section we refer to as the Painted Desert, where we try to run all the trains in that area. There are the Santa Fe and the Southern Pacific. We try to keep the trains to the area that we're depicting. You turn the corner and we have the main cityscape of Dallas. And then right across from Dallas we have Oklahoma, which is a 16-foot long, about 3-foot wide, flat area. And then next to Oklahoma, we have Mississippi, which is a real jump. We have a riverboat that's named the Barbara Rose, which is after Barbara Rose McDermott, the chief operating officer, executive officer of the Ronald McDonald House. We have an operating rail yard there with a turntable that actually this year has got Percy on the middle of the turntable. You know, kids like Thomas the Tank Engine.
An operating block system controls train traffic. Trains can be seen starting and stopping near the block signals installed at various points on the layout.
All the signals operate. They're red and the trains stop, and they're green, the trains go. Next to that we have Washington, D.C., and we're using a ON30 Christmas train to run through that little section. We have the Capitol building, we have the White House, we have Air Force One, the Christmas tree, and also the Washington Monument. And then we leave at the very last scene, which is New York City. We've got a facsimile of the George Washington Bridge, Queens, Central Park, Grand Central Station, Statue of Liberty. We have Broadway, Rockefeller Center, and you leave at Times Square, and on the big video screen is It's a Wonderful Life with Jimmy Stewart.
New York City also has a subway system, complete with passengers and trains making their scheduled stops.
In between Dallas and New York City, we have a carnival scene that's got a Ferris wheel, the man sitting on a chair, the boat, the pirate ship rocks back and forth. We have the swings, chain swings that go around, and a merry-go-round, as well as a circus tent that's got all kinds of elephants and trapeze artists, etc. in it. So it's a lot of action. In this particular configuration, we run exactly 32 trains at once. Well, the purpose of the theme is to help educate younger generations that the railroads not only tied the nation together to move freight, they also tied the nation together before airplanes, basically to move people.
As it happens, this particular layout is being completely redesigned for the 2010 to 2011 holiday season. But we are glad to have been given the opportunity to document this magnificent display and look forward to seeing the new one.